Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Ismi Wildani. My student ID is 2040012501. The definition of morphology from online search. The first from Collins Dictionary defines morphology as the branch of linguistics that deals with word structure and with functional change in the forms of words, such as inflection and compounding. The second, from dictionary, morphology in linguistics is defined as the study of the patterns of word formation in a particular language, including inflection, derivation, and composition. The definition morphology from expert views. The first, according to Crane, Yeager, and Whitman, define morphology as the study of words and their similar unities of meaning which are formed in particular ways. The second, according to Anderson, morphology in linguistics is the study of the form of words and the ways in which words are related to other words of the same language. My main conclusion about morphology is that in this chapter we will analyze the combination of morphemes in a word, and we will be learning about how the internal structure of words change depending on the situation and grammatical rules in the book of linguistic basic theory and rules in English language teaching. There are three key words to understand morphology clearly. First, morphology studies word structure. Word structure refers to a process of contrasting words consisting of basic elements that make up the words. The basic elements are also referred to as the internal structure of word. 2. Morphology, the study of word patterns. Word patterns refers to the process of constructing words that is done in a regular way, following a certain patterns to meet the demand of grammatical function of a language. 3. Morphology, the study of word information. Word information refers to a process of forming other words by using morphemes that has an impact on changing a meaning. Yes, I agree with the statement. Before we begin the discussion of words from a morphological point of view, it's a good idea to first understand what a word is and how it differs from the terms lexeme and word form, because this fundamental concept will help us to strengthen our understanding concerning the structure of a word. Word, as in the book of linguistic basic theory and rules in English language teaching, there are three reasons to define something as a word. The first one is that it's most element that can be uttered or written. The second is that it has its own word class. Then the third, that it can stand alone and still has its own meaning. There are two types of words, namely content words and function words. And lexeme refers to the meaning of all possible forms of the word that is used for a certain condition to meet the demand of a grammatical function. For example, the word drink, drinking, drunk have only one meaning from its base form of drink, which means the act of taking a liquid into the mouth and swallow. And word form refers the specific form of lexeme that is chosen based on the grammatical context. No, word lexeme and word form not refer to the same thing. As stated in the previous explanation, refers to a unit of language that can stand alone and convey meaning. It refers to any form of word that appears in speech or writing and is more general, while word form it refers to the specific form of lexeme or the various form of a word. In morphology, for structure is a field that discusses about the basic components of verbs. These are morphemes and affixes. The first is morphemes. According to Becker, Bieswanger, and Devine, morpheme is as the small unit of a language that not only contains meaning but also carries lexical information and grammatical information. And there are also four types of morpheme: it's needed, with, suggestion, and endanger. Example, in an English word that has a single morpheme, such as the word enterprise. If we want to say a small-scale, profit-oriented company, then we can say micro-enterprise by adding a prefix micro to the beginning of the word enterprise. Then, if we want to talk about more than one small profit-oriented company, we can say micro-enterprises by adding a plural marker "s" at the word end of the word micro-enterprise. So, what we can see in the word micro-enterprises is a word which consists of three individual morphemes, namely morpheme micro, enterprise, and "s". Meanwhile, the definition ethics, according to Becker and Bieswanger, comment that all bound morphemes are affixes that are attached to other free morphemes. They also state that affixes play a vital role in expressing grammatical information and building new words. The morphological process in which an affix is attached to a bound morphemes, resulting in a change in a meaning, lexical function or grammatical function, is called affixation. In English, we generally recognize three types of affix based on form, namely prefix. It might be defined as an affix attached to the front of a free morpheme to form a new word. 2. Suffix. It may be defined as an affix attached to the end of a free morpheme to create a new word. For example, an affix "r" is attached to the end of a root "sing" to form a new word "singer." The suffix "r" attached to the root "sing" not only change the meaning but also change the lexical function of the root from a verb to a noun. 3. Circumfix. It may be defined as a process of forming a new word by attaching a prefix and a suffix to a free morpheme. For example, the prefix "m" and suffix "man" are attached to a free morpheme forward to a new word "empowerment." There are also recognized two types of affix based on function, namely derivational affix. There are a large number of derivational affix in English, and inflectional affix. Inflectional affix are generally suffix. If a suffix is attached to a free morpheme, a new word will be formed, and the lasting word show the grammatical function.